Dear students, in this video, we are going to discuss about the guidelines on the project work in business study for class 12. In these guidelines, we will learn how to prepare the project for the business studies. As per CBSE guidelines, the project work is meant for 20 marks. And the detail of 20 marks will be discussed later after the discussion of this project work guidelines. As per CBSE guidelines, we had to choose any one topic out of the four topics suggested by the CBSE. And topic one is business environment. So under business environment, we have to cover any one topic as suggested by CBSE or any other topic which may be trending in the business environment or any other topic which is of your choice. So there is no restriction that you have to choose the topic from the guidelines given by the CBSE only. The topics as suggested by the CBSE are number one, like changes witnessed over the last years on the mode of packaging and the economic event. Number two, the reasons behind the changes of Coca-Cola and Fanta in the 70s to Thumbs Up and the Coca-Cola to 80s to Pepsi and Coke in 90s. Research and collect information when India sold Coca-Cola and Fanta that were being manufactured in India by the foreign companies. Students may include the question like that why the Coca-Cola company stopped this operation in the 70s and then how the operation started in the 90s. And the operation started in the 90s. It was basically due to the implementation of economic policy 1991 that we say LPG, that is liberalization, privatization, and globalization. So after the implementation of economic policy, then the Coca-Cola company was and Pepsi was allowed to start its production in India. And apart from these two companies, all the multinational companies were allowed to start operations in India. And second, the introduction of Thumbs Up and the Coca-Cola range, re-entry of Coke, and the introduction of Pepsi in the Indian market. Factors responsible for the change, other linkages with the above, leading brands and the company having the highest market share, different local brands venturing in the Indian market, rating of the above brands in the market, survival and the reasons of the failure in the competition with the international brands, and any other observation made by the students. Apart from the above Coca-Cola and Pepsi example, you can also add a project on the Campa. That Campa is basically was an Indian brand which could not survive in the environment due to the implementation of economic policy, and it did not sell itself to any multinational company. And now the Campa company has been acquired by the Reliance Industries. So it has already started its operation in some states. So you can also work on the Campa under the business environment as a new topic. Then next topic may be just like changing role of women in the last 25 years, related to the joint families, nuclear families, women as a bread earner in the family, changes in the requirement trend in the mixture washing machine, microwave, standard living, etc. Then export and import pattern and how the export and imports are impacting the Indian economy. Then next topic is interest rate, that how the interest rate as are changed by the RBI from time to time, rate changes in the repo rate. So how the change in the interest rate at the national level and at the international level affect the total business environment, business industry, and the savings. Child labor, we can discuss on the laws available in India and how the laws and child labor are implemented, and to what extent the success of the law on the child labor are here in India. You can also discuss on the anti-plastic campaign, and next, laws of mining, setting of industry, and rules and regulation license required for running any business. Next topic may be social factors affecting the acceptance and rejection of the identified product like dishwasher, automaker, etc. These are basically the new type of product, these are not so much new. What has been the effect on the types of goods and services? Student can also take the example like washing machine, microwave, mixer, grinders, need for crèche, daycare facility for young and the old children, ready to eat food, eating and outside tiffin centers. Next topic may be change in the man-machine ratio with the technological advances resulting in the change of cost structure. Effect of change in the technological environment on the behavior of the employee. Effect of artificial intelligence, machine learning on the business industry and the work. This is the basic new topic I have added. And any other new or innovative topic of your choice you can consider under this topic. Second topic, as suggested by the CBSE, is marketing of a product. Under this project, students are required to choose any product of their choice, and the product should already exist in the market, and the students have to manufacture or produce or make the service available to the market based on the existing product. And whatever the product you choose, you should consider five competitors in the market. And the product you may choose, around 100 topics have been given by the CBSE. And apart from these topics, you can also choose any other topic of your choice, and you can discuss about the product, how you will manufacture that product, and how you will launch the product. So what different consideration you have to consider when you have to launch your own product and you have to compete with the competitors. So your product should not be totally new. Your product should be a pre-assumed product. That is basically you should have some competitor in the market. And as per CBSE guidelines, you have to take only five competitors. So this is a list of the around 100 companies, 100 products, 92 products are here. So out of these product or any other product, you can make a choice for your project. And now important note, the identified product should not be an item whose consumption or use is discouraged by the society and the government, like alcohol product, pan masala, any tobacco product. So these type products are completely rejected by the CBSE guidelines. So you cannot make any project on any product or service which is undesirable by the society or it is illegal. And now the students have to keep the following points in the mind when they will be making their own product or make the service available. So this project is basically based on chapter number 11, marketing management. So after you have studied the chapter marketing management, this project will be clearly understandable to you. So what you have to keep in the mind, these are certain points you have to keep in the mind, and accordingly you have to prepare your project. Number one, why you have selected your product and what was the motive in your mind to select your product. And then you have to take the five competitive brands existing in the market, and you have to give the brief information about the competitive brand with the pictures. And then you have to see whether you have to take any permission or license from any government authority. Then what is the unique selling proposition of your product and the competitors, and what range of products you are going to launch in your company. You have to give the details, and accordingly you have to compare your range of product with the range of product of your competitors. Then what name you are going to keep for your product and service, and then enlist the features of your product. Then how you are going to draw the label which will be carrying the information regarding the product, which is mandatory, sometime which is non-mandatory, and sometimes the mixture of mandatory and non-mandatory information of the product. Then you have to draw the logo of your product, and then you have to give the tagline, and then you have to see that what is the selling price you are going to fix for your product, and at what price you are going to sell to the wholesaler, and then what price the seller will sell, wholesaler will sell to the retailer, and at what price the retailer will sell to the consumer. Similarly, you have to see that at what selling price do your competitor selling the product to the wholesaler, and then wholesaler to retailer, and then retailer to the consumer. So in order to sell your product comfortably in the market, your selling price should be lower than or should not be more than the selling price of your competitor product. And then what is the profit margin you are going to have from by selling your product? What profit margin the wholesaler is expected, and what profit margin is expected to for the retailer? Then how you are going to pack the product and how you are going to package the product. So packaging here means basically how you are going to beautify the product so that it can become attractive to the consumers. If there is a grading and a standardization of the product, then how you are going to grade the product and standardize your product, which channels of distribution offline and the online you are going to follow. So under offline, you have the channels of distribution like wholesaler and the retailer, two levels of distribution, and you can have a direct selling from manufacturer to consumer. So there can be two levels of distribution, one level distribution or direct. So under direct, you can sell the product directly to the consumer offline as well as offline. So through offline, you can sell your product in two ways by taking the help of online companies, online e-commerce company, or you can also sell your product through your own website. So how different type of channels of distribution you are going to follow to sell your product, you have to mention it. Then what type of transport, media of transport, means of transport you are going to use, and why you are going to use different kind of transport, and how you are going to use the warehouses, what is the need of hiring the warehousing services. And then you have to list 5 ways to promote your product. So under this you have to mention about the sales promotion techniques. So you may mention about the traditional technique, and you can also mention about the modern techniques like cashback points, okay, so credit points. So there can be several ways how you can promote your product. So this is basically 5 ways. You can also mention more than that. There is no such a limit. And how you are going to persuade your wholesale and the retailer, and this is basically known as trade promotion. So under trade promotion, how you are going to convince the wholesaler and the retailer so that they can sell, they can focus on your product to sell in the market. And then what cost effective technique you are going to follow so that your cost can be minimized, what cost effective technique you will follow for the promotional plan. And at this stage, the student should be able to understand the importance of 4 P's of marketing. And you know the 4 P's of marketing are: first, number one is product, number two is price, number three is physical distribution, and number four is promotion. So this way, in the entire project, you have to cover all 4 P's of marketing, and in the last, you have to summarize it. And then as per CBSE guideline, then you have the third topic as a principles of management. And here you have two choices. Either you can pick principles of management, or you can also choose techniques of scientific management. So under this project, you have to visit any departmental store or any industrial unit or any fast food outlet, or you can also visit any factory. So what the students are required to do? Students are required to visit in any of the place as mentioned above, and you have to see whether the fuel principles are being applied or not, and to what extent the principles of failure are being applied, and how they are being applied. So some principles of fuel may be applied, some principles may not be applied, and some principle may be applied partially. So accordingly, you have to mention against each principle. So you have to explain each principle, and then you have to summarize the application of these principles in the premises you have visited. So after discussing all the principles, how to what extent they are applied, to what extent they are not applied, you can make a tabular presentation. And then you also have the choice. You also have the choice that you can also see whether the scientific techniques of Frederick Winslow Taylor are applied in the premises or not. So you have to take only one thing, either the principles as suggested by Henry Fure or the scientific techniques as suggested by Frederick Winslow Taylor. So only one out of these two have to choose whether principles of management or scientific techniques. So if you are going to see whether scientific techniques are applied or not, you have to see the techniques which we discuss in chapter number 2 of your NCRT. The techniques you have to see whether functional foremanship is being applied there or not, how the work is standardized and how the work is simplified and how the time is saved, and then how you have to see how the work studies are applicable there, how the manager, factory manager, supervisor, or superintendent apply the method study, motion study, time study, and fatigue study. You are also have to see whether there is any differentiate rate plan or wage rate plan or any other method of payment of paying the salaries and wages are being applied there. And you also have to see how the mental revolution is applicable there and how the manager ensure that there is no conflict between the managers and the employees. And you also have to keep the following notes in your mind. Students are required to identify any unit of their choice and to identify the principle that are being followed. Students are required to identify the technical scientific management implemented in the organization. So these 2 points we have discussed. So you have to make a physical visit there and you have to come in contact with the managers and you have to take their help. And what you should see, the observation should be on the basis of different stages of the division of work resulting to specialization. So how the division of work at the different stages in the factory of premises is resulting to the specialization, and how the instructions are being followed and how the accountability of the subordinate is created to the higher authorities, visibility of order and equity in the unit, balance of authority and the responsibility, levels of communication and the patterns in the organization, methods and techniques followed by the organization for the unity of direction and the coordination, method of wage payment followed by the company organization, arrangement of fatigue study, derivation of time study, derivation advantage of method study, organizational chart, that is hierarchy job position, and organizational chart of functional foremanship, if any, and any other identified technique in the organization. If the techniques, as we have studied in chapter number 2, if that technique is, if any of that technique is not available, if any other new technique is applicable or existing, you can also mention about it. Then students have to develop the worksheet like questionnaire, interviews, organizational charts, etc. And the last project is basically regarding your stock exchange. And in this project, what the students are expected. The purpose of this project is to teach school students the values of investing, the use of stock market. This project also teaches important lessons about the economy, mathematics, and the financial responsibility. The basis of this project is to learn about the stock market while investing the specified amount in the fake currency in certain stocks. Students then study the result and buy and sell as they see fit. This project will also guide the student and provide them with the supplies necessaries to successfully monitor stock market trends and teach the student how to calculate profit or loss. So under this project, what the students are expected to and how they have to make the project. They need to understand topic like sources of business, finance, capital market, understand the concepts used in the stock exchange, inculcate the habit of watching business channels, reading newspapers, and seeking information from the elders. Students are also expected to develop a brief report on the history of stock exchange in India. So basically, for the stock market purposes, for the debentures and the shares, there are two stock exchanges. Number one is National Stock Exchange, and number two is Bombay Stock Exchange. So there are certain other stock exchange that is for the commodity purposes. So we will discuss only two type of stock exchanges: National Stock Exchange and Bombay Stock Exchange. Then you have to prepare the list of 25 companies listed on stock exchange. You can either visit National Stock Exchange or Bombay Stock Exchange. And if you visit National Stock Exchange, then you have to find out top 25 company or 25 company of your choice from the Nifty 50. So Nifty 50 is an index which shows the top 50 best performing companies. And if you go to the Bombay Stock Exchange, then you can see the Sensex. And under Sensex, you will see top 30 best performing companies. So you can choose 25 best companies from the National Stock Exchange or the Bombay Stock Exchange, or you can also make a combination of from Bombay Stock Exchange as well as from the National Stock Exchange. Now, what after that you have to do? After you have selected best 25 companies which are performing best and giving the good returns to the investors, then you have to imagine that you are going to invest 50,000 in five different companies. So out of 25 companies, you have to pick five best companies of your own choice. You can do this project in two ways. There can be two investor, Mr. A and Mr. B. Mr. A picks five stock of his own choice, and Mr. B picks five stock of his own choice. There may be some common companies. So, as Mr. A picks five stock out of 25 companies, then what he will do? He will invest 50,000 in five equal installment. So, how he will invest, whether it's Mr. or whether Mr. B? Mr. A will see the price of particular stock or share, and the price of the stock will be divided 10,000 will be divided by the price of stock, and you will find the number of shares you can buy out of 10,000 rupees. So sometime the figure may come in points, so the fractional part has to be ignored. So you have to calculate the exact number of shares you can buy from 10,000 in five different stocks. So this way, on a particular date, you will buy the number of shares in five different companies, and the total investment is about 50,000 rupees. So in one particular stock, the investment may be less than 10,000 rupees or maybe more than 10,000. There will be little variations due to the decimal part. So after investing 50,000 in five different stock of it 10,000 each, then after this what you have to do, you have to observe the prices of these stocks over a period of 1 week or over a period of 2 weeks. So the observation through the chart has to be shown that how the prices of the stock you have chosen have increased or decreased. So there can be rising trend, there can be declining trend. So you have to show the trend in the price of the stocks you have chosen. And similarly, Mr. B will be doing the same thing. So after say after 2 weeks, now what you will do, you will sell your securities. So at the time after 2 weeks, when you will sell the securities, you will see the price on that particular day. So what you will do, you will sell the number of share you are holding in five different companies. You will multiply with the selling price, and this way you will find the total sales you could make out of the five different stock and total sales from the all these five stocks. So then you will compare your total selling price after 2 weeks with the purchase price of 50,000 rupees. Then you can find out how much profit or how much loss you have made. Similarly, Mr. B will be doing the same thing. Then you have to see that how much percent of profit or loss Mr. A has made, and then how much profit or loss Mr. B has made. Then after that, you will be able to see that who has been the most good investor, whether it's Mr. A and Mr. B. And then you have to do what you do. You have to show these prices of the 2 weeks. You have to show the purchases. You have to show the sales. You have to show the profit or loss earned and loss incurred by Mr. A and B diagrammatically. And this way you will be able to show that how Mr. A or Mr. B has earned profit or has incurred a loss. So this way you will be able to make a project. And one more thing I would like to tell you, the sample of the project, and especially on the stock exchange, will be available in the description link, and you can see the project, that how the project actually have been made. So after your this project work is complete, then you have to mention about the causes of the fluctuation in the prices. So there can be several reasons that the prices of the stock exchange increase and decrease. So the reasons may be like seasonal change, like festivals, or pandemic, like epidemic, that was pandemic in the 2021, strikes in the accident, natural and human disaster, political environment, lack in the formal faith in the government policies, impact or change in the government policies, international events, contracts and the treaties in the international scene, relation with the neighboring countries, crisis in the developed nations, tariffs and the on the exports and the import. So these are the certain causes. You can identify the causes for the increase and the decrease in the prices of the stock Mr. A and Mr. B has chosen. So these causes have to be mentioned. And now what you have to do after this, you have after you have prepared the project on any one of the topic out of the four topics specified above, then how you have to present and prepare your project. First thing, the total pages of the project work should be about 25 to 30 different sheets. It means if we consider both sides, it would be around 50 to 60 pages. So 25 to 30 sheets will be covered in order to make the project. Project has to be handwritten, and you have to use white sheet, and one side should be plain and other side should be ruled. So on the ruled side you have to write the content, and on the plain side you have to paste the picture, diagram, charts and graph, etc. So whether you paste picture, diagram, charts at the handwritten, or you cannot make on your computer, it is up to you. So nothing is mentioned in the CBSE guidelines. So you can also discuss with your teacher. The project should be presented in neat folder. And now the contents. What content should be should cover the project? The project report should be developed in the following sequence. So it is based. It is for the ending of the project. Cover page should cover the title, student information, name of the school and the year, list of the contents, acknowledgement and the preface. That is, acknowledge the institutions, your teacher, the newspaper you have read, TV news channels you have viewed, places visited, and the person who have helped you. So basically, brief information you can also acknowledge, and this brief information, this is basically source of information, and the source of information have also to be mentioned at the end of the project in the form of bibliography. Then introduction, topic with a suitable heading, observation and the finding while conducting the project, newspaper clippings to reflect the information, conclusions, summarize suggestion or finding, future scope of study, and conclusion has to be given at the end of the project. Then appendix if needed. So you may skip it. Teacher's report, teacher's observation of the whole project. Teacher will initial the preface page and also put a sign at the end of the project. At the completion of completion of the project, it will be punched. This is not for you. This is basically for the teacher. It will be punched in the center so that report cannot be reused, but it will be available for reference only. And now, what is the assessment? So your 20 marks are divided into two parts. 12 marks are basically for the initiative, cooperativeness, participation, creativity, content observation, research work, analysis situation. And there will also be Viva, and Viva will carry 8 marks. So this way, project file will cover 12 marks and the Viva will carry 8 marks, and total will be 20 marks. So this was all about how you have to prepare the project. Sample project will also will remain available in the description. And now this is the basic standard matter or specific matter for the purpose of acknowledgement. If you want to make your own acknowledgement, if you want to make your own certificate, you can make it. If you do want to have standard matter, you can also refer this matter. So this was all about your project work, and I hope this project work guidelines are clear to you, and you will have no confusion regarding how to make the project. So all the best for your all endeavors. Thank you so much.